Welcome back to the table. Table talk. As you guys know, we do this sometimes. Like to get down here and talk to you at the table. So, talking about game 3. I was at game 3. Obviously, this shirt's actually from game 6 of the ECF. Great game. But let's talk about what really made the Pacers thrive. And I'd love to be able to talk about one of my favorite units, one of my favorite things about the Pacers once again. And it's really the biggest reason they won. The bench won the game. TJ McConnell, Obi Toppin, and Bennedict Mathurin more specifically. So let's get into each of them. TJ McConnell, little spark plug. Dude comes in, is stealing inbound passes, stealing balls left and right, and the bench is flying around. What I really noticed last night that has frustrated me on the starters is if Halliburton's not moving around, nobody else is. But since TJ has an endless motor and is always moving around, running circles, he loves to duck under the basket, run in circles, duck under the basket, run in circles. Since he does that, the entire team moves, right? Which is a great thing about him. Maybe one of my favorite things about him. TJ is always moving, and that gets other guys moving. One of those guys is Toppin, a guy who was flying around today, and heck, played some great defense late game, which I know a lot of Pacer fans even said, oh man, Obi is defense, I got him traded. A lot of crazy takes. Obi has been absolutely clutch off the bench. Early fourth quarter, he has been a difference maker. Late fourth quarter today, he was with the putback dunk. He's always in the right place at the right time. TJ forcing the defense to collapse and guard him, even though he's 6'1", with a bunch of guys who are 6'4" plus around him. It is brilliant basketball. And lastly, and definitely not least, we will have an honorable mention after, Bennedict Mathurin. This is a guy who, when I started talking about the Pacers on this channel, he was one of the first guys I talked about. His rookie year, he averaged 17.6, if I'm not mistaken, points per game off the bench. It was the best mark, I think, since, was it Jalen Rose for bench player rookie of the Pacers. If you don't know, Jay Rose was really good. And Mathurin was runner-up in Rookie of the Year, and he was like number 2 or 3 in Sixth Man of the Year. This is as a rookie, a pure scorer off the bench. And I think what frustrated a lot of Pacer fans was that he never really was elevating over that. Nesmith stopped his way. He was in his way of getting a starting role. And I didn't think that was a problem. I think Mathurin had some more to learn, get his defense a little better, yada, 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 pass the ball more. But today, when the passing was difficult on the bench, right, when McConnell and Obi weren't really getting going, he found a way to the basket. He found a way to get fouled. He found a way to be a freight train. One of my favorite things back when he first started was he looks like a car crash when he comes down the lane because he's running guys over, forcing contact. He's putting up shots. And a lot of times he's making those shots. Mathurin was the difference maker off the bench. But the first guy I saw off the bench that made an impact, and this was heavily, heavily slept on, when the Pacers went down by 9, Ben Sheppard, the guy who was drafted second round out of Belmont University, a guy who, when he checks into games in the regular season, I yell Ben Sheppard, nobody's cheering. The man who is not believed in other than by the guy who wears a fake mustache and wears his jersey at the games. Ben Sheppard got the steal to cut it to 7, which then led us to cutting it to 5, and then it would not go back above 7 ever again for the rest of the game. This was the biggest difference maker in that moment, and it changed the game. One steal by Sheppard changed the game. He had some rough outing after that against SGA, but that steal turned the tide in the first quarter to give Indiana the idea that we can do this. We can play with this team. Our bench guys are going to play good, and we're going to run this game, and we're going to run OKC down. SGA was tired at the end. He was missing shots. Chet Holmgren getting blocked by Miles Turner in 2 different ways, right on the same exact drive, same exact play. The defense was brilliant. The rebounding was great. Indy fixed everything I said they needed to fix to win this game. So, adding on to that, to win game 4, they just got to do more of what they did today. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. Have like time is out. Go Pacers. Boom, baby. 2-1. Series far from over, though. But feeling good.